Welcome to York, a walled city in the northeast of England that was founded by the ancient Romans, situated halfway between London and Edinburgh, with the Yorkshire Dales and the North Yorkshire Moors right on its doorstep. We are walking up Parliament Street, one of York's major shopping streets. It was the site of the main street market from 1836 to 1955 and was largely pedestrianised in the 1980s. Here we can see a late medieval townhouse on the edge of the Shambles Market. Built in the 14th century, the timber framing overhangs the street on the first level, whilst the later 17th century addition to the right also overhangs the street to the second floor level. Today it's a restaurant. York has a very special independent retail and hospitality sector, and Make It York is responsible for the management and development of key areas, including a Shambles Market, home to York's largest group of independent traders. The market also hosts its own food court, a central hub filled with street food delights. This area was occupied in the Viking-Jorvik period, and excavations in 1963 found a 10th century cross shaft. The street itself was not recorded until 1337, but it's believed that the new element of the name refers to a widening or paving of the street around that time, rather than the creation of an entirely new street. This is the Shambles, one of York's most famous landmarks, and one of the best preserved medieval shopping streets in Europe. With its cobbled narrow streets and mostly timber overhanging buildings, dating back as far as the 13th century. The street was originally home to butchers, with each shop specialising in a different meat. While the street is still home to a butcher, the rest of the street is now filled with a bright mix of mostly independent retailers. This is King Square, home of street performance in York, for over 40 years entertaining upwards of 250,000 people a year. Here we see the first glimpse in the distance of York Minster. It's a huge Gothic cathedral with medieval stained glass and 2 functioning bell towers. We'll take a closer look later. We will return to this area later in the video after dark to appreciate the lighting and the nighttime ambience. York Minster is one of the world's most magnificent cathedrals. Since the 7th century, the Minster's been a centre of Christianity in the north of England, and it's the second largest Gothic cathedral of Northern Europe. The present building was begun in about 1230 and completed in 1472. A statue of Queen Elizabeth II was unveiled at York Minster in November 2022 by King Charles III, 2 months after the Queen's death. The sculpture was intended to mark the late monarch's Platinum Jubilee and was completed in August 2022, a month before her death. Here we see the York Oratory, a Catholic church in the Gothic Revival style, completed in 1864, next to the 4-star Dean Court Hotel. The Guy Fawkes Inn, a medieval inn where Guy Fawkes was born in 1570. There's a few ghost walks to choose from in York. I went on one many years ago and really enjoyed it. The International Ghost Research Foundation once even declared York as the most haunted city in Europe due to its blood-stained history and over 500 hauntings within the ancient city walls. The Eurostar Inn, built in 1644, York's oldest licensed inn. Let's take a look inside, although the website says it's possibly York's oldest public house. During the English Civil War, the inn was used as a hospital and mortuary for soldiers. Apparently it's possible to see glimpses of ghostly shadows of soldiers and a pair of black cats who lived here over 300 years ago. Well, I didn't see anything today, but maybe I needed a few more pints. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. The Punch Bowl, said to be haunted. There's been a pub here for over 4 centuries, suffering 2 major fires, and has a historical connection with the Whig Party from the 17th century. famous Betty's Tea Rooms, a family-owned company based in Yorkshire, serving traditional meals with influences from both Switzerland and Yorkshire. As you can see, the centre of York has mostly been pedestrianised. Currently the pedestrian zone foot street hours are between 10:30am and 5pm 7 days a week. For many years I believed York had 365 pubs, that's one for every day of the year. It's a phrase that's been said so often, it's entered folklore. Sadly, this has never been the case. Apparently there's around 90 within the city walls and around 230 in York in total. That's certainly a lot anyway. The Jorvik Viking Centre is a world-famous must-see visitor attraction. It's a Wednesday at the end of February, so it's quiet today. I've seen long queues here in the past. Pre-booking is essential now, with over 20 million visitors over the last 40 years. The famous ride takes you through the reconstructed city of Jorvik, filled with 360-degree views, allowing you to become fully immersed in the sights, sounds and smells of the Viking Age. Fairfax House is one of the finest Georgian townhouses in the UK. Clifford's Tower we will see a little closer shortly. The York Castle Museum, another must-see when visiting York. Here you can immerse yourself in over 400 years of York's history in one place, from recreated Jacobean dining rooms to the world-famous recreated Victorian Street Kirkgate. A huge museum, including all these three buildings. Clifford's Tower, built to subdue the rebellious north by William the Conqueror. The tower has been a royal mint, a medieval stronghold, and a Civil War garrison. Today a new roof deck gives views over York's historic skyline. Inside, new walkways, staircases have opened up parts of the tower that have been left off limits for centuries. We've now gone down to the River Ouse. There's a selection of boat rides offering sightseeing, dining and private event cruises. With both the River Ouse and the Foss running through York, flooding has been a problem throughout its documented history. The floods have reached a height of over 5 metres above sea level in the past. You can see the watermarks on the walls of these pubs. Research conducted by house buying experts, House Buyers for You, found that York was the most desirable place to live in the UK in 2024. This is the Priory Church of the Holy Trinity in Micklegate, a Grade 1 listed Church of England parish church, originally a Benedictine monastery, founded in 1089 as Micklegate Priory. Micklegate Bar, dating back to the 12th century, was the most important of York's four main medieval gateways. It was the main entrance to the city for anyone arriving from the south. There are steps up onto the walls. The city walls, walkways, an elevated circular route around the city centre, which can be accessed for free throughout the year. One of two Witherspoons in York. You can see the station building roof in the distance. In that direction is the York Railway Museum. It's actually the National Railway Museum and it's free to visit. It's highly recommended. This is Tower Street, crossing the River Foss. My hotel for the night is coming up on the left. We're now going to do a short walk around some of the central areas we saw earlier for you to get a feel of the nighttime ambience. I hope you enjoyed this visit to York. Please give the video a like. It's quite a long video. There's so much to see here, and even more that we haven't seen to explore as well. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and enable notifications so you don't miss the next episode. See you next time.